Kim, can you give me a sound check? You've been listening to Sequentia by Susan Alexandra. She figured out the mathematics of your DNA and she set it to music. I think adenine is my favorite. Play it now. Can you hear the music? Here's a little bit of everything on Sequentia. Usually you like the parts that correspond to what's going on with your DNA. Susan Alexandra, can you see the picture? Can you see my screen? Susan Alexandra, I'll put it in. Usually no one likes this to be turned off abruptly. It disturbs their equilibrium about music. So I had to turn it off. We want to go ahead and start. Thank you for being here. This is wonderful that we have so many people. We'll be spending about an hour. Usually we run over. We do already have a volunteer for this evening as we talk about eyes. I'm going to put into the chat information about your eyes. Some of you can't see the chat because you came in later, so I'll put it in here again. This is all about eye color. I'm trying to send it to everyone. Oh, okay. And it talks about green eyes and how weird they are, yellow eyes, brown eyes, what percentage, men and women, what it means in terms of any kind of illness you may have. So thank you for being here. We're going to talk about vision and do an actual demonstration of somebody who is reporting sloppy lens. I'd never heard of that. She said that's what her doctor told her. So I would assume it's something about the lens of the eye, which is just one of the templates that we have for all of you to use. I'm missing the control to show chat or participants. Larry, I don't know how to help you. Does anyone else know how to help Larry see the controls? Can you see my screen, Larry? But not the controls. I just have not learned enough about all of this. You might go back out and in again. Red arrow at top of screen, says Joanne, and that will help you. We're going to spend a little time on what vision issues are and what we can help you do about them. We are recording this. We also recorded the 2-day class last week on Thursday and Friday, and it was about nano voice and being able to look at people and their intentions. I was just on Dave Hodges' show today, Common Sense, and we talked about Amy Conant Barrett and who she really answers to, and it's not Trump. And we also talked about Nancy Pelosi, and she wanted the amendments to the information about the 25th Amendment, and we revealed what she's really doing there. Okay, can you look at the question and answers at all? Because Mark is saying controls are a small panel with an orange arrow to open and close. Yep, I know how it works, just don't have the control. You might just call the number, the help number on your invitation. Info on eyes did not show up for you. Well, let me go back and see again. I'm going to put them in the control for the entire audience again. So you should be able to look at the bottom of the chat. If not, just write to me afterwards and I'll send it to you again. It'll be in the recording too. Okay, this is one of the parts of a project we're trying to do, and that's a bioacoustic community in every city. So we try every week to give you information about a template that you can use. You can join the portal, soundhealthportal.com, And you get 2 templates when you start, nutrition and muscles. And then from there, you can add others to you as a bundle or at one at a time. Mark says that your control panel may be hidden under another window, might be minimized down to a small vertical menu. Vanessa says, rather Windows tab, choose Go to Webinar Control Panel. Rather than Windows tab, choose Go to Webinar Control Panel, says Vanessa. Okay, I'm going to try to keep tabs on the questions and do this presentation at the same time. Sometimes I get behind. Vanessa already says it's on the Windows tab. So eye issues usually start with the ability to process cholesterol. And drusen, D-R-U-S-E-N, is cholesterol of the eye. And that's where you get macular degeneration. And minerals and proteins, zinc and other like lens proteins, and can't think of them right now, but we'll go through the demonstration. And also a lot of free radicals are causing problems with eyes, diabetes, sugars. So we'll go through all of those and you'll see it at work when we go to the portal. I want to talk about a concept called the body green, the body's ability to renew itself, just like the earth. And that's what we're trying to do here at Sound Health, to help your body, give your body the frequencies, the colors that it needs, color healing, light healing, laying on of hands healing. It all works depending on how you want to receive what is going on. What we're doing is looking at your brain as math. Your central processing unit is your brain, and all of these frequencies come to your brain somehow as a thought. I want to crook my finger, and then somehow your brain sends it through this neural network and you crook your finger. So we're looking at that math to be able to give you dominion over everything that happens in your body. I'm Sharry Edwards, your host for this evening. I'm from the Institute of Bioacoustic Biology and Sound Health. And here we are combining very esoteric principles with scientific principles. We didn't have all the medical people we needed, so we did this by trial and error over many years of collecting vocal prints and comparing them and see what was happening. And what we found is that people with the same issues have the same vocal anomalies in their vocal print, like sour notes in a song. And so we announced in 2004 of what we had, and we had this very large database. And then Sonde Health and a lot of other companies started picking up what we were doing, and they have all the medical people on their side. We just keep going, doing our thing and doing the research because we feel like that frequency is not a new medicine, although it's coming up again. We think people had this ability all of their lives. I think language first came as singing, and when the song didn't match, then you could tell what sour notes were, and people learned if people were lying or not because it didn't sound right. There's also a scientific part of this, of doing studies and giving people frequencies and watching their macular degeneration, for instance, disappear. And so there's something to it. We just don't know exactly how it's happening. And that's the issue with the FDA. Until we can explain to them what this is and how it happens, then we can't get approval. We can't even apply because we can't explain it. This one, I think, is an incredible piece. It looks like it's, I need to move something around. It's not coming up right. So if I make this smaller, That'll make more sense. This is from the second coming of Christ. It's in the, I think, Luke 6:45. Kim, can you put that in the chat? And this is a bit distorted here. But think about this idea. A bad man may imitate the voice of a good person, but the evil in his heart will certainly vibrate in his pretending voice. And that's how all of this started. My undergraduate degree is in interpersonal communication, and I could hear things in people's voice, especially in the classes about persuasion. So I began to write down information. We put it into a computer program so that you can go in and look at what is going on in someone's voice by looking at the map of their math. So here we just stick a microphone in front of somebody's face. We take 30 seconds of their sound. We started with hours and cut it down till now we can do it in about 10, 15, 20 seconds and see what's really going on. So we have something called iWatcher, and you can rent this on the portal and use it, or you can purchase it and have it forever in case your electricity goes off or your internet goes off. We have a lot of tutorials so that you can do all of this on your own if you'd like. We have textbooks that you can use because we think that the state of your health can be found in the sound of your voice. And so we put all of these together, even with something we call a pastel folder. We try to give you information to help you work with your clients. And this is one of the things we put together for you. All of this works because the vocal cords come through the recurrent laryngeal nerve, through the vagus nerve, which keeps you in stasis. So as that big bundle of nerves vibrate, it vibrates your vocal cords and gives information about you. So we have a textbook for you. You can get this from our site, soundhealthoptions.com, or you can take our 2-day course, which is free if you want to take it that way. It's live or recorded, either way. Check it out on our site, soundhealthoptions.com. We also have the Sound Health portal, which is the workstation for the public that you can use. We have a video for you. This is the doctors that we work with, Miracles of Non-Medicine. And it shows the doctors that we help with their heart and with tremors and multiple sclerosis. It's an awesome, well done, professional video. You are welcome to grab a copy and send it to whoever you'd like, because it's the future of medicine. We believe that the body has the ability to self-diagnose and reorganize itself according to that information. So we do this in 2 ways. We help the body see what's wrong, what nutrients they need. We see that as management reports, and we give people back frequency to see what happens. We are a data gathering information. I don't know why part of that has disappeared. Let me put it back up here. To date, there's no accepted modality that has the potential to help people with things like the pandemic, the bird flu, vaccine damage. And we've been able to do all of that. And we want to share that with you and teach you to do it in your community, because we cannot keep up. And we've put out a lot of articles about coronavirus and the numbers and the frequencies that go along with it and what's needed by way of biflavonoids. So all that's on our site. We have 12 videos out. Sonic Apothecary is one of them. Energy Medicine is one. This is even translated into other languages. And we've tried to put them all up free on our site. So one of the templates that we created from the group of people that we brought in is that we can look at eye fatigue, strain, inflammation, cataracts, and I'll show you the frequencies or the notes for those, detached retina, the lens blurring over without the right proteins, dry eyes, genetic protein issues. So if you have any of those or you want to work with clients who have those issues, those are all in our databases, templates we call them, and we're adding to them all the time. We just added another one from a young girl that's been blind since birth in the middle of her right eye. And we found out it was really a brain issue. It was the nerve sheathing on the optic nerve. And so we're trying to see what happens with that. And when she first got the sounds, she said her eyesight became crisp. So she's only been on them for a few days, so we will report back as to what happens. So eye strain, it tells you where it comes from, close work, not enough sleep. These are some of the supplements that help with eye fatigue: taurine, antioxidants, lutein, B2, riboflavin, rhodopsin, carnosine, too much sugar. Red wine for its antioxidant properties. Eye Bright really brightens up the eyes from the inside out, and I watched that happen over a few days. I didn't believe it would do it, but the whites of the eyes become very luminescent. Weak muscles, we looked at myosin for eyes. So when macular degeneration, we're looking for the rectus muscles in the eye. The muscles behind the eye get separated in their layers through little pebbles of drusen, which is hard cholesterol, and that's what causes the blind spot. So we can test for that. More iron, vitamin A, vitamin C, B2, all of this is in the templates. Smoking does cause an oxygenation problem in the eyes, from the outside in, the smoke, and from the inside out, because your circulation becomes an issue. Lysine, MSM, vitamin A and C, riboflavin, this is about bloodshot eyes, leaky vessels, bleeds in the eyes like wet macular degeneration. Again, biflavonoids, here are some of the herbs, extracts. I will ask them to put all of this up on the site where they are showing the recording of this so you can grab these. I'm trying to look at the chats. Does your database include Chinese herbs, Ayurvedic herbs? Yes, some of them. Ashwagandha and those kind of things. What about double vision? Did not see that listed. I don't know that we've ever worked with double vision, but it has to be an eye focus, and we certainly have a lot of information about focus. Drops for Eye Bright. Anita puts in Euphrasia drops, it looks like. This has gotten to be very small. I can't read it. I'll move it over. What about floaters? Floaters is usually debris in the eye, and you need to clean up the fluids in the eye. And yes, we have information for that. What about problems with seeing near without light? Yes, we just did one this morning, and they could not refract blue. And so once we get them on the sound, we'll see how that goes. You have cones and rods, and the rods deal with the black and white stuff, and these cones, how much they're open or closed, depends on what color you're seeing. So yes, we have a lot about the cones. But one little girl could not do math, and she would see a 5 as a half of something round, another time see it as a stick. It was where the sun was coming from. She could not refract orange light. And it only took one about 10-minute session, and then she could do math because she could see it from the different places the light were coming. But that's highly unusual. Could the eyes be repaired after failed surgery? We don't know that. We've never tried it, Vanessa. I'd be willing to try it, especially if we would combine it with some of the stem cell stuff that we have with eyes. Hardening of the corona with age, a lot of time that's mercury kind of thing. And we have been able to look at that. The cornea is the same frequency as glucose. So we look at the glucose and see what's happening there. Double vision is a muscle problem, Cindy says. The eye muscles do not allow the eyes to align properly. Well, we can certainly look at that. We never know what we can do it, and every case is individual. We've turned down some cases, snake bite, a girl stuck a curling iron in the eye. We sent her to the hospital. We never know till we can try. And this coronavirus is really making it hard because we can't bring people in and test them. Is there a difference in the deficiencies for wet and dry macular degeneration? Absolutely there is. Good question. So for pink eye, conjunctivitis, contagious eye inflammation substance may eliminate pink eye. Mild silver protein, cortisol drops or cream, vitamin A, C, and D, biflavonoids again. Here are some of the herbs for it. These are 4 really important slides that people need. We'll go over some more of them too. Anything that would eliminate the sodium ring in elderly, what else may cause it? Some people say toxins. Some people just losing the pigment in the eye. So we never know, Joanne, till we get in there and look and get a report. Everybody's different. And when we find new things, we always add it to the iWatcher database, constantly renewing that database. If not once a day, at least once or twice a week, we're adding information to it. Cataracts. This is usually lack of oxygenation in the eye. Carol says, I'm particularly blind in my left eye. I was told I needed cataract surgery. Have we helped after 5 or 10 years? Yes, we helped my mother. She could not see her crossword puzzles until we fixed her eyes. And she looked at me and she said, I can see your face now. And she had been having eye problems since she was really young. So we'll just go in and look at the nutrients, especially stem cell nutrients, to see how to replenish the eyes. You know, I heard last night that your skin renews itself every 5 years. And with the stem cell information we have, why can't we renew every part of our body, including the brain cells? From Rich, do you think colloidal silver sprayed on the eyes now and again? I know nothing about colloidal silver, and there's so many kinds out there that are fake. I'm not going to be able to answer that question. So cataracts continued, kale, spinach, fish. Watch kale. Some people on blood thinners shouldn't take kale. Raw nuts support eye circulation. There's a great company in Wisconsin called Therazyme. Howard Loomis runs it. He has some great combinations of herbs for eyes and circulation. Good stuff. Great stuff, I should say. One of our practitioners, Liz Lonigan, well, 2 of them, and Lita Lee, both sell those herbs. You can get some of them from Amazon. More herbs here: holy basil, rosemary, grapefruit seed extract. Can you spell the name of that company again? Thery, Zyme, Therazyme, I believe. Anita is putting something in about floaters, but I can't pronounce it. So more cataracts, diabetes because of the lack of oxygen. We can give you oxygen by sound, and you'll actually smell crisp, cool air when the oxygen comes on, just as if you had oxygen stuffing up in your nose. We have done some things about obesity and found adiponectin and AMPK, both really good for I didn't want to go there yet, for reoxygenating the body and the eyes. Carnitine also helps use fatty acids and vitamin A for the help with your eyes. Oxygen to the eyes. Germanium is especially important for eye oxygen. Magnesium is especially important for the body because it controls all of the little sphincter muscles in the body. What controls your dropping in of your enzymes and elimination from your body and fluid. Your circulatory system has blood pushes and this little gate opens, it relaxes, the gate closes. That's controlled by magnesium. Have you found candida and poor digestion to be linked to eye issues? Yes, Evelyn, we have. I had 9 surgeries for glaucoma, cataracts, and macular degeneration, lost vision in left eye from surgeries. I'm sorry. Now, I've had some terrible issues with the medical community too. They just don't know enough. And I think if we can train enough people to get this on board in enough medical offices, then they'll be able to look at what's really going on before they start the surgery. Glutathione is very good to help reduce crap out of your eyes and your blood system. And I seem to have lost my connection to the chat stream. Well, there is a number on your invitation. Call them and tell them to fix it. So glutathione's made from cysteine and glycine, I believe, and it helps detox the body. If you go on the portal, see if it's up there to do methylation mapping, and that'll tell you where your glutathione is in the body and what you need to make it and help the body detoxify all the crap that's going on everywhere. We're just finding out that glyphosate reduces the body's ability to detox. And Rich says, so glyphosate will help floaters. Well, it helps detox the body, and that's what a floater is. There's crap in the fluids. When am I supposed to mold spores? What? When I am exposed to mold spores, it affects my eyes. Wow. Like an allergy. We do have some mold in the allergy program. We could look at that. Again, just circulation for cataracts. D sharp and E are the notes for circulation in the eyes, and also some biflavonoids. Mercury is the same frequency as one of the parts of the eye, so that can be a cause too, that's being released from your dental work. Copper zinc imbalance may cause cataracts. We just did a guy last night that came in because he said he had cataracts. Really, he had the beginning of the genome for macular degeneration. That was a much bigger issue. And come to find out, his mother and his brother both had macular degeneration. There's two types, wet and dry. Usually biflavonoids will help, but also the frequencies of the rectus muscles in the eye seem to bring back the vision. One lady we had, and there's an article, I'll ask them to put it up for you, 3 cases of macular degeneration. She couldn't see to put on a lipstick. That's where her eye couldn't see. And it took only about 10 minutes of the rectus superior frequencies, and she could see in the mirror to put her lipstick back on. More macular degenerations. These substances contribute to macular degeneration. Elevated homocysteine, elevated cholesterol, VEGF, and that's one of the things that create extra vessels in the eye and can cause the wet kind. Simple sugars, sunlight, PUFAs, bad oils, linoleic acid, lead, mercury, alcohol, C-reactive protein, and I think that's an F, is a marker for macular degeneration. Needs capillaries and fluid support. Again, circulation, hyaluronic acid, drusen. Let's look at your cholesterol and why it would lay down in your eye. Warning, Ocuvite, not for smokers. You have to buy the kind that Ocuvite that's not for smokers because the vitamin A in here causes a big problem. So if you're going to look for a supplement for eyes, be sure if you are a smoker to get the one specially for smokers. This is what macular degeneration looks like. See, something's missing. The eye muscles are distorted with those lumps of drusen. We do have an Amsler grid, and you can get it online, and you have people mark around the spot they can't see, and then you can keep data about how that is disappearing. And they can see again. It's one of the things we use when we're teaching people how to do this with our clients. This is the methylation map, and here's the glutathione. That is a problem, and also with sulfur. This first part is detox. Second part is how the body uses energy. The third part is how the body repletes its DNA. And the fourth and fifth parts are how the body uses its incoming resources. So when you fill this out, when you're doing your methylation map, we have a map for you. If you would like one, please request one. Just Sharry Edwards at Gmail. We'll send it to you. Or we'll put it up on our site so you can download it. And it allows you to circle everything that's a problem, and you can see what's really going on. Methylation mapping is how your body uses its incoming resources for whatever. Okay, alpha lipoic acid, good, along with carnitine too, Anita, as she's posting here, is good for cataracts because it oxygenates. And she's saying needs natural B vitamins for lipoic acid to work correctly. So eye watchers, we will be using vocal range if you download the eye watcher databases, or we'll use it on the portal. Let me see if I can answer to all the questions. Okay, so here are some of the things that you can do already using the Nano Voice, and you can download that from the Sound Health portal. Tie home. Here is the portal and Nano Voice is here, and it takes your voice, record your voice. Okay, let's record the voice here. I don't know where it's going at this moment. It should pop up the Nano Voice, and that's not happening. Here's the free reports that you can look at. Stem cells will be a good one to look at for eyes right here. And they will send you a report, but I want to go to the Sound Health portal and look at Nano Voice because we're going to do a couple of things with that right now. So it comes up, and this is the Nano Voice. Check out Nano Voice. So as we begin to look at this and start it, it begins to read what our voice is saying. Now, not the words, but it just counts the frequencies. And here it looks like I have more A coming up than anything else, and B. A is management. It's also eyes. It's ankles. When you have problems with your eyes, a lot of A information comes up. This will go to 500 and then stop and then give you a report, a general report. But you can use this when we're using the Nano Voice as it fills up each of the notes, just like you saw it doing there. And here's the note correlate chart, and I'll tell you the note of A, rebuilding physical body, eyes, electrical problems. So you can download this chart if you'd like. This is somebody, I don't know where this is from, but in the class that we did, the 2-day class, we explained each of these notes. We explained each of the colors, and all of this is online for you. We just cut off all the extraneous stuff so you can watch this 2-day class in about 6 hours and learn all of this and what these numbers are. The blue is physical issues. Green is action, do something to accomplish. Yellow is think, and red is react. So we teach you what each of those mean and what fights with each other. Like yellow fights with blue. Blue gets along with green. So right next to each other, they're okay. You see fact and feel together. That's somebody that says, no, I think about it. No, I want to do. No, let me look at it. No, how's it going to affect the future? They fight. So you need to see what all of these numbers are, how they go together. Like the red and the yellow is all head issues, where blue is a gut issue. So we teach you in that class how to look at all of that. D sharp and E, that's the oxygen stuff of the body. You need that halfway up or more if you have cataracts, if your vision fades without light. Macular degeneration, controlling your cholesterol and your eye muscles. Note of A for eyes and G for cholesterol. Selenium, which helps oxygenate D sharp. Hyaluronic acid, the note of G. And circulation in the eyes, the note of B. Okay, so we're back to looking at Eye Watcher, and I think this is where we want to bring in our volunteer. I should tell you that for something like eyes, you need to be really specific. No cell phones that doesn't give you accurate frequencies. So Samsung Go mics are now on sale again for $39. We were having to pay like $70 for them. But now they're at Amazon for $39 again. If you're serious about something serious, get a good microphone. You don't have a good microphone, it's just going to be garbage in, garbage out. How well do Apple iPods work as mics? Not very well. We have made directions so that you can go to the portal and send us or leave us a vocal print. And that's in our Send Us a Vocal Print 2020. We just revised it, and it'll tell you how to go online and do this. Now, I can't do it from here, go online and do it. But I'm going to do it a slightly different way and open something called Audacity. And we've got a book about this. That's the book I was telling you about, Acoustic Basics. Tells you every bit of this. So I'm going to hit the red line here button and blah, 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 blah. I'm going to talk about my eyes. This is in class. I'm really not going to use this because Mary has volunteered her eyes. So I'm just going to stop this. Usually we need 30 seconds. Dynex on eBay purchased 2 for $35. They purchased the plastic Dynex ones or the rubber Dynex. The hard plastic Dynex just doesn't last very long and it snaps. If it's the pliable Dynex, it's good. We do have, let me see if I can find that microphone, suggested microphones. I set up a microphone, suggested microphones. So these are the ones, this is the small Samson. You can carry it anywhere. This big one is 6 pounds. It's sturdy. Kids can't break it and they drop them and everything else. This one that's hard plastic here, they drop it once and it's done. This little snowball called Meteorite, we use that one a lot. There's a couple others that we're just now testing. So Mary has sent us, let me close this down, has sent us her files and we have them waiting here. So we're going to go to the portal. And this is what you would do. Go to the portal and record a voice and sign up for any of these free services, products, campaigns. There is tutorials. You can learn this whole thing online if you'd like. Products, the subscriptions are subscriptions compared. We have a guest and an apprentice level, and my computer is not doing anything here. So let me go over to a different spot. Okay, this is client. This takes the longest time of anything. So we have Mary, Murphy, and I don't know her birthday, so I'm going to put in 12/12/12. I don't know where she is. I'll put Virginia, but I don't really know. And she is female, and we're going to save and continue. But before you do, go down here and fill out I or whatever, because the computer changes you may not be saw. Why is it doing that? Sometimes it will help you pick out things. So we're going to say save and continue. It should not be doing this. I did something wrong. Sometimes when you click down here, it gets weird on you. Okay, it's acting up. I'm going to say leave. Oh, because my time was up. That's why it was being goofy. You have to sign in each time, and everybody gets a cache, a place on the internet. So we did not read her, but I know we have her in here. already because she volunteered for my other stuff. So on the air volunteer, we'll just open everything up from here. And we can say we want a new vocal print. I'm going to browse. It's on the desktop. And Mary I. And this one is a report from her doctor saying she had this lens problem. Now we have two things we can do here. We can go directly to a bio bundle and say eyes, or we can go up here and this will compare this little green and yellow dotty looking thing. That will compare every template we have to her file, and it'll tell us what's the major problem. And the major problem is color blindness. She didn't report that, but we should look at it. That comes with macular degeneration too. So we're going to keep that in mind. We can send this to her. The next one down is fatty acid, like Anita suggested, lipoic acid. Adenyl cyclase, that's something that makes you very sensitive and psychic, but it also makes your body sensitive. So I'm not going to grab that right now. I could. Or the other thing is to go to bio bundles and put in I. Well, it says we don't have I stuff there. Well, we do. So this tells us what's going on with her eyes. This is like digging down the root cause. Is it color blindness? 6.1, depression, 2.3, dyslexia, Alzheimer's. So 2.2, sleeping, that can be an eye issue too. This is using the glutathione showed up. And we can look at each of these by, let's look at color blindness. And so she has this opsin is too little. Things in the middle don't have enough of. Long wave sensitivity. We need to support that. These are too high. Rhodopsin and opsin. So we need to reduce these frequencies and support this opsin one. So that tells us deep down, but let's go deeper. Here's color blindness. Can we dig down deeper? Epigenetic, one, and there's two genomes. So let's look at the genes for her eyes. If this is an opsin gene, yes, we can stimulate a gene. Rhodopsin, this is a gene. Yes, we can unstimulate a gene. And that's what we teach you in the research class, how to do all of these formulas. Okay, I want to save all of this because I want to go look at her wave file. So I want to say evaluation. We already have this one. No, that's inflammation. Back to wave files. I'm doing something wrong here. There, it'll do the evaluation. And we're going to look at her wave file from 0 cycles per second, which you can't hear, way up into over 1,000. Looks like her long term is great, which is an indicator that this can be backed off. But the blue gray here, this is normal. And you can see there's some issues. This is way too low, and that one's way too high. So those two things we should pay close attention to. Let's ask the computer to pull, well, I'm going to back up a minute because I'm going to pick out a template first. And what was the other? Colorblind. So there's 0 because we haven't pulled points yet, but I want to use these two, okay, because I want to ask it to pull points just based on that template. Now you can have it based on just general things, but I can say active template with over 2 hits. Okay, see more questions coming in here. Let me catch up on that. Sharry, you are not sharing your top screen. Oh, good grief. Here is what I'm doing up there on the top screen. Thank you, Carol. Is there information on the screen corresponding? Oh, that's because my bad here. I didn't bring it down. When reading the chart and saying this gray grid here is what's normal, and this is pretty much in the gray grid, so it's easier to back off. Now this big uppy lump here is a problem, and these big blops look like ink, that's inflammation. We already knew she had inflammation from before, so it's pulled points from just those two templates, color blindness and eyes. We could go back and say just pull points on any and everything that looks out of place. So it's going to come through here again and pull points. It'll look a little different. There's still some globs there. And anything with a turquoise around it, that's connected to something else. That point is connected to this point. So there's 2 points that we should be looking at as a pair. And we can also look around more. This is a 0.03 variance. We can look up to 6. So here this is. Let's say save and close. Well, it closed too much on me. Go back to evaluations, eyes, and we can go to right up here, and it will give you automatically a report that you can provide to your client. 4 pages, not bad. 3 is probably not much of anything, but it not only gives you instructions and what's going on, but it gives you a ranking of what should be done first. Ranking 1, Obson 1, long wave sensitivity. It's a gene and it's low. So we need to go look and see, associated with autosomal dominant cone dystrophy. So it's low, it supports your strength of the cones in the eyes. So we should support this. And we can look at the next page. We can bundle it. We can send it right to her. One of the things I wanted to look at was her lens, because her doctor said she has a sloppy lens, which doesn't make much sense to me. Here's red sensitivity proteins. This deals with vitamin A. Connexin is proteins in the eyes. So it shows you everything that's going on in order. See, here's number 4, number 3, but it shows you what you should be working on first. And you can't go to the drugstore and buy these. You can't exercise them. So this would have to be done with sound. So we would encourage Mary to take our courses and learn to take care of this herself, which she has. She's just at work today. The other issues this shows, everything that's yellow we put up here, this needs to be taken care of first. So these are the frequencies, and they're not listed here, but you can see how many times that's listed and what needs to be done. Optimal levels may prevent macular degeneration. That's her highest high, which usually indicates she's not working. It's not working. So we can give her the frequencies for it and kick it in to working. You can see that happen in a video called, I think, Good Vibrations on our site about a little girl whose growth hormones were too high and they wouldn't kick in. We were able to help with that. Now you can see all this is eye watcher, eye watcher, eye watcher. Let's go up here and change the template out. And the other was color blindness. So these are the things that deal with color blindness. There's a couple yellow here. So that's where we would start with all of this. Here's some eye watcher yellow stuff. But we can go into all of the templates and see what's the most important issue and go from there. So autism, 312. Doesn't mean she has autism, just means that there's a lot of metabolic stuff in here about how the brain works and how the body uses minerals that we put in the autism database. NSYNC is all about losing weight. Metabolomics is about metabolism again. So we can see an order of what is going on, and you need to look at the number of hits plus the percentage of hits. Let's see what's the most percentage of hits here. Any info on detached retinas? Absolutely. Mercury is one of the things we look for with detached retina. That's a good question, Carol. What if one eye manifests one disease and the other manifests the other? Can treatments be contradicted? Yes, but we can also combine them in a different way so that they don't. Good questions. Okay, so GERD. Now this is deceptive because there's only like 9 things in GERD, which is like your esophagus and your epiglottis doesn't work right, so stuff comes back up. But 42%, only 11 hits. So even though it's a high number of hits, this is a very small database. Lewy proteins, I would be concerned, a third and 16. Lewy proteins is environmental allergies that affect the brain. So we can go down here and look at where we put in eye and color blindness. And we can see where they came in. Eye watcher, 80 hits. Anything above 50 you want to look at. Anything above 20% you want to look at. So color blindness is not as much of an issue here. What if we wanted to put in inflammation? That's not how to spell inflammation. So inflammation is 25% and 42. So even an eye watcher, 80 hits, you'd have to decide which one you want to do more. 25% of hits, a quarter, and it's about a little over 10%, but double the number of hits. So I would add this to it. And we have all kinds of tutorials to teach you how to use all of this and more. I'm just kind of skimming the surface here, but this just tells you where you should go first. In this case, it's kind of a toss-up between eye watcher and I wouldn't go to GERD first, even though it said 42%, because the database is so little. And you can see the percentages of databases. We go back to look at the eye. And this is looking at all the templates. If we go to the summary, we can look at each one of them individually. Like looking at green here, current about her energy. What's the issue with her energy? We could look at all that. It's too high. But what I wanted to show down here, color blindness, there's 3 out of 49. Fatty acids, 1 out of 31. Adenocyclase, 1 out of 37. Lyme disease, 1 out of 40. Glutathione, 2 out of 82. 8 out of 343. You know, just look at, let's look at stem cells for eyes. Oh, we're out of time. If we could just have 5 more minutes, that would be great. So go back to evaluations. Go back to eye here. And let's add stem cells and eyes and cross-reference them. So stem and eye. Stem cell nutrients, she has 9 in stress. Eye Watcher 80 still. And so we can put those two together, stem cell plus 50, stem cells 39. But let's just do stem cell nutrients and Eye Watcher and run a report and see if they cross-link. The portal you can jump on anytime on your own. Okay, Eye Watcher's still that option, so I don't see any that crosses over here. Well, let's go look. Stem cell nutrients, chondroitin. That's like glucosamine, only it is a smaller particle. It's made from shellfish. A lot of people are allergic to it. It causes you to have water bags under your eyes. MSG low, who cares? That is a toxin. Monosodium glutamate. Anthocyanin high, that's good, blueberries. It's high, leave it alone, unless it's just not being used. Splenda high, that artificial sugar, may be a same frequency as something else. Bioacoustically speaking, almost anything can be something else. But you can have a thumb that's high or low because you have two thumbs. One may be busted, the other not. So we have to investigate what's going on. Any info on detached retina? Yes. How would I use your tone box? We would look at your vocal print. We would see what you need, set the frequencies in there, test you, hopefully, if you're near somebody that can physically test you. If not, we have to send you a test box with the frequencies in them and let you test them. And then you send us back the box and we set it for the appropriate thing. Sometimes it's just nutrition or a supplement or something like, or an herb, and we just give you the information and then you can discuss it with your wellness provider. But what we like to do is train everybody to do it for themselves. We are 1,082 vocal prints behind. So you can see why we want to teach people to do it themselves, because we just can't keep up. I can't keep up with doing all the clients and the research also, but I learn from every client. Anita was posting stuff on here. Anita is one of our trainers. And so Anita, can you give a short 2 minutes about the free class they can come to? I don't know if I can open your mic. I can't. I'm going to have to make you a presenter or something, and I don't think I can. I can't open your mic. Can you on your end? Well, could you put something in chat? We drive you crazy with all the stuff we have you do, but we have a lot of it recorded so you can do it all on your own. It's like people walk away staggering because there's so much information, but you can take it again and again and again. And if you want things like software for a year and microphones, there's a payment thing that you can do, or you can take it for free, or you can use the book, or you can use the tutorials. We want everybody on the planet who has a computer that wants to do this. It's hard to do it by hand. It takes about a day to do it by hand. Computer takes you 5 minutes or so. So if you want to add this to your practice, if you want to just learn to do it from your family, and one of the things that we're looking at right now is antidotes to the vaccines that are causing damage. we're looking at another part of this, looking at all the presidential candidates and who's telling the truth and who isn't. So there's actually two parts to us. One, the nano voice, to look at personality, truthfulness, perspective, and then one that deals with the frequencies of the body and the brain. And we share both of them with you in the hopes of putting health back into the hands of the people. Okay, Anita says she's not on chat either, so questions, so can't. If you have questions, send them to me, and if you have a question for Anita, I'll send it on to her. Fun, I purchased a home box of teeth issues or spins. Yeah, we have one called Teeth Integrity. Can you send the info by mail? What info do you need, Carol? I have no sound. Other people say sound is gone. What if one eye manifests? Well, yes, we can do that. Carol, mine is Sharry Edwards at Gmail, Sharry with an A, Sharry. What you're saying you need, can I send you information by mail? Tell me what you need. Oh, the information from Anita. Do I have your permission to give Anita your address? Yes, you hear that, Anita? You want to call Jesse tomorrow and get it? Okay, is Tommy here with us? Because I can't see everybody that's here right now. Wow. 72 people. How about we just send you all the map and the article on macular degeneration? We'll just send it to everybody. How's that? Is it possible to book an appointment with you? Cindy, not right now. We're in Ohio and the governor doesn't allow anybody in here. If you want to do a report and then we can meet on Zoom or something like that and talk about it, yes, we can do that. You can apply to be seen on Sound Health Options under clinical services. I will. Anita, can I send them your email address? Thea Rodriguez, that is great. That's wonderful. Send them the portal link as well. Okay, let me write that down. Yes, we can send Anita's address. Any practitioners in California, they're far and few between. We have one near LA and one below, slightly below. I can't remember what the town is, but call the office tomorrow. They have a list of practitioners. Do you have a referral resource for practitioners? Yes, we send referrals to practitioners all the time. Any in South Florida? No, and she just died, so that's kind of a place where we really need somebody. Vanessa, there's nobody in California seeing clients? Wow. Okay, well, you'll be the first and you can start your own practice. What is the office number? 640 698 9119. I'll put it in chat. But we're trying to get radio shows sent to all and everybody so that we can get some people started. Tampa Bay, I don't think there's anybody. Kathy Pascal, there you go, right on the chat. She is in Vero Beach, Florida. Kathy, can we, are you ready to see clients? Ashoko, we have tried to capture you before and you be a volunteer. Any practitioners in UK? I think there is one in Wales, but not anybody in UK. We did have one, Elaine Thompson, and I'll give you her information. Any plans for a vision dedicated tone box in the future? Vanessa, I wish we could do that, but it's just so far between what people, what they need. There's no one thing that helps everybody. Kathy Pascal, for any of you, she put her email in here, Kathy, CATHY, PASCALELMT, maybe limited, at gmail.com. So she's saying she's ready and she's in Southern Florida. Pam, my local practitioner seems very expensive. What is the typical rate? It takes me 2 hours to do someone's chart and get their tone box and stuff ready. I charge 2 hours and I charge $300 for those 2 hours. New York City, there are some people around New York City, but they are darned expensive. One is, I think she charges $1,800. Nita is in Canada. Any practitioners in Arizona? I don't know, but call and talk to Kelly tomorrow. We had one nurse in Arizona and she just can't see any more people, so she isn't accepting. Please copy and paste Kathy's email in the chat. Okay, let me go find it. Copy. Okay, put it down here. Well, it won't copy off the type, but CATHYPASCALELMT at gmail.com. I forgot the dot. Okay, it's over one dot. Okay, put the dot in there, send to everybody. Okay. Drips for, right, please copy and paste. Okay, thank you. Very reasonable. Any in Atlanta? You're going to have to ask. I think Tommy travels to Atlanta. I'm in Las Vegas trying to open up a bio center. Lena, I need to talk to you and your brother about the master's class. We do have somebody in Las Vegas. I don't know who it is. I just know we have somebody there. Anyone in North Dallas? Tommy Priakas, and look on our map on our site, travels to North Dallas to see people. He's in Arkansas, but his sister's in Dallas. So try there. New Mexico. We had one, Kajnegi, but she moved to Massachusetts, so I don't think there's any in New Mexico. But each desk here has a list that they can refer you to. Online, you sell tone boxes for spin issues. What can I purchase it and use it for spin? Magnesium usually helps for spin, but we have a database of balance, and a lot of times it can also be ammonia. The one that has the most stuff about spin in it and balance is the Corona, because the Corona messes up the spine. Oh, wait a minute, I was just reading something. Messes up your balance, like the iron in your balance of each cell. So go check the Corona on the website, and that's free there. Spine, yes, we have two kinds of spine, one for just the spine and one for the back and front. The stomach muscles have a lot to do with the spine. Let me look at Camtasia. if you guys want to stay, let me find this. We just did a thing about the spine, and I was just watching it today. When they couldn't find out what was wrong with this guy, I did his sound, and out his vocal print looked like a spine. I was just playing it, so let me find it. It may be a little weird. Okay, in March, it was on March 20th that we did this. Eye Watcher. It doesn't look like it's going to allow it to come up. March 20th. Come on. Open. It's not opening, likely because I have GoToMeeting. If anybody knows how to get it open, let me know. But I did the, we are back to Samson again. Can you share your screen? I am sharing my screen. I will share it in a way that you can look at it and see what I'm looking for. March 20th. There it is. Let me see if it'll open. See, it will not open. There's Kim. Oh, there it is. So I need to run it back a little bit. I don't think I know how. Guardian Eye Watcher. Screen. How do I get it to come on? Oh, it's coming up here. But it has a bit about the spine. How all of this got started in the first place. Yes, we have numbers for shingles. Usually takes it away in 5 or 6 minutes. The itch and pain, at least. Okay, when this gets running through here, I'll see if I can get it to start. Hello and welcome. Well, I shouldn't have done that. This is just part of another
Hello
Eye Watcher.
And welcome to the next Guardian Party Network gathering. We're going to be doing Eye Watchers this evening, which is one of our largest programs. We have a volunteer already, Kaeza.
If you need to go, I understand, but this is just a little bit about the spine on down through here.
Work on those. But first, I would like to share something I think is awesome. I've been working on a guy's chart, a young man who has a concave chest. And so we really weren't finding any information. So as most of you know,
this is not playing, is it?
I originally started all of this by me listening to someone's voice and then doing a sound. This is the sound that I did for this young man. Now we can make it smaller again so you can see what it really looked like. That's what the voice looked like when I did the sound. But if you open it 4 times, and those of you who are on the forum can open it 4 times, and you can see that here's the spine. And the largest vertebrae is L5. So we were able to count and see what's going on here, where this isn't quite touching the way it should, and ends up being adrenal stress. And the other thing that this young man had as an issue was OCD, acute anxiety. So I'm tracing it down, but I forever forget how all this started with this God-given weird talent of my voice, but to look at a sound and find a vertebrae inside it. We've done this before and found leads in a vertebrae, but I just thought that that was something to share. I just found it this afternoon working on this chart. So I think that is incredible. Dr. Brown, would you like to talk about?
Let's stop this a minute. We got a question. Cindy says, how do we get that kind of recording of the spine? That's me singing. That's my singing voice. And inside my singing voice, it creates pictures. That's how all of this started. If you have time, I will find it and show you what this is. Masterclass. Let's find transition. There's only so much we can give you in a little short space of time. So we just kind of skimp the surface, but it creates all kinds of questions. Trunk, eyes. Eye Watcher Guardian. Oh, that's one we just had up. But I need to open the PowerPoint because that has it in. I took it out because I didn't think we were going to have enough time to deal with it. Open. Not here. This is what I took it from the PowerPoint. I must have erased it. I know it's in the transition PowerPoint. And it's not even showing me that. Oh, this is aggravating. This computer will not hunt things. So if I want to look transition, transition. I just saw it come up there on the right-hand side. Now it won't. I have back and neck pain. Can you use a tone box? Sure. Cancel. How about 2-day nano? Beginners, nano, 2-day. This is how all of this started when we finally get to it here. This is the Saturday class that we just did. Okay. When they trying to find out what was going on with my voice, I was singing to this lady while we were all hooked up to this computer equipment. And as I sing her note to her, our hearts begin to synchronize. Our brains begin to synchronize. I think this is how psychic ability happens. But I was clasping her fingers as a point of conversation, and the clasped fingers ended up in the vocal print. And the guy said, Sharry, would you look out the window and do a sound of what you see? And it was a mosque. We then discovered that my voice, as I sing the sound of something, creates the image. And they said, close your eyes and think of something. And there was church bells. That's what I was doing. This is a normal person's vocal print. Mine creates pictures. And remember that ancient stuff about your voice can create? There it is. I think we forgot how to do this. I think it's in some books. This one, let's find a middle here. Sylvia Frank, Tree of Life and the Holy Grail. And she says in here that Sharry Edwards is a modern keeper of the Holy Grail information. And the Templars were keepers of the Holy Grail information. Kimberly says, oh, I spelled it wrong. That's why I can't find it. Okay. Are you still taping this session? Yes. So this one was already taped the other day, and we reran it on Saturday, and it's up on our site. This is the one about the 2-day nano voice that we were teaching people and giving away the software. I think I'm just remembering from some place in my past that I sing to patients only if there's no other way. Like I sing to animals, to babies, to comatose people. I can do it from a picture, but I don't advertise that because I just get an onslaught. Can we hear the sound? That sound. Which sound? Just doing a sound? I'd probably peg your computers. I can sing pure tones. Humans aren't supposed to be able to do that. So this is a combination of esoteric and science. And I just don't want to die without being able to pass this on to everybody. Well, that's not true. I'll just come and haunt you. Kimberly had let me haunt her and give her information. So that's why I'm so desperate to share this with everybody now, in all the books and all the articles and all the how-to. I just think I'm helping you remember. We already knew it. We're just remembering. So that's why we invite you to everybody to class, everybody to a research class. Thank you, Pam. I think if we listen to our own sound, and we do have a way to teach you to do that, the Moan and Tone article that's on our website. It teaches you how to listen to your own sound, and it takes you into different dimensions. And that's the way I do my work, in that other dimension. It's talked about in several religions, signature sounds, the current. I think that's what our biofield is. I think that's how we touch into our biofield, that Lynn McTaggart and Biology of Belief. What is his name? Bruce Lipton. Bruce. Thank you, Carol. Yeah, Lipton, that's it. So I think that's what they're talking about when they say you can control your own health by dropping in to that current. Well, that's the article I created to show you how to easily tap into that current. I know I've gone over a whole half hour. Well, if you want to learn more, there's over 500 demos on Vimeo. We have 12 videos professionally done. We have tons of articles and profiles. I have a column in health and wellness, which I need to go home and do. I forgot. And we do these sessions in hopes of teaching you this information so that you can take it to your community. I intend to be. Yes, we have lots of backups and people who can do this and people who we've given special parts of it to. We've filed it with lawyers and friends, and so it will be here. But let's spread the word now, because this is an important piece of our history, our ancient history being brought forward now to be used, because there is chaos in our world and we are not being told the truth and we are not being shared with equally. So if I can help train the people will have their feet on solid ground and they won't be able to pull the rug out from under us anymore. Yes, we have articles for the function medicine people. We have people that he can talk to that are functional medicine people, Mark, so let me know. We don't have anybody in Bermuda. Very timely, not a coincidence, says Vanessa. I agree. Thank all of you for being here. I certainly appreciate you giving me your time. And our next one is going to be on killers. Who are the killers? It's going to be on Tuesday under Direction for Truth. And I don't know how to turn any of this off. So while I find that, later.